you. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. That's really nice of you. It's nice for you all to be here. Winnipeg gets a bad rap, but look at you. You're all here. You're all beautiful. This is amazing. Thank you guys truly so much. I love Winnipeg. I love this city. Been spending a lot of time outside of it because my girlfriend lives in the country, so now I have to go there. And yeah, I'm getting used to it still. There's just stuff that's normal out there that doesn't fly here. It's weird. It's definitely a weird feeling. Like, just some things I hear. I was hanging out with one of my friends from the country. We're at his house, and he was telling me his dog was really sick. He had to put her to sleep, and I was like, man, that's too bad. You know, you got to take her to the vet. And he said, the vet? Do you know how much the vet costs? I gotta pay somebody to kill my dog. I got a gun, I'll do it right here. I was like, whoa! Right here in the living room. Like, settle down, man. He says stuff like that all the time. His wife came in the room, she was like, hey, I think I'm getting a cold. I was like, hey, don't fucking tell him that. He's gonna shoot you. He's not gonna buy you medicine. NyQuil costs money. Just take it easy. He says stuff like that to get a reaction out of me. He likes it. Every time he says something like that, he'll be like, oh, sorry, I forgot. You're a city boy. My bad, city boy. And one time he was like, oh, yeah, sorry. Forgot you're a city boy. It's not so safe and sound out here like it is in the city. Now, let me tell you something. Like I said, I love Winnipeg. But we are also the murder capital of Canada, right? I wouldn't describe it as safe and sound. This is like Gotham City, but we don't have a Batman to save us. He didn't believe me. I had to prove it to him. I took him here. I brought him to the Millennium Library. That was the scariest place I can think of. That's how you know your city's insane, is if you bring up the library and everyone's like, no, dangerous, don't go to the library. But it is true. He walked in, he was like, hey, why is there airport security at the library? I was like, oh, I forgot, you're a country boy. Yeah, you country boys probably like to read at the library, not here. This is where us city boys settle our differences. Gotta be airport security so no one brings a knife. Gotta be a fair fight. Fair fight at the library. Like, can we go to the LC? I was like, for sure. Did you bring your passport? Yeah. Yeah. We got airport security at the liquor store, too. You're in constant danger here. I don't hate the country, though. I like the country a lot, actually. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to go out there. It brings me out of my comfort zone. I don't like going too far out of my comfort zone. Like, me and my girlfriend, we do everything together. It's really fun, and we travel all the time together, and we stay at a lot of Airbnbs, and she likes to pick them. And sometimes, yeah. She just picks places I wouldn't pick. Like, we went to this one place, and it was this old, creaky, haunted house. I decided it was haunted. I took one look at it. I was like, yeah, a woman was murdered for being a witch in this place. I can tell. And when we were sleeping, we both heard a loud crash, and it woke us both up. And she went, go see what that was. Like, how about you go fucking see? I don't want to go see. You pick the place, you check on the noise. That sounds fair to me. And she started making fun of me. She was like, oh, what, you're scared it's a ghost? That's what you're scared of? You're scared this place is haunted and there's a ghost? I was like, I'm not scared it's a ghost. I'm scared it's a man. Like, a ghost, best case scenario, right? Like, that'd be fun if it was a ghost. Because a ghost goes, boo, I go, and then I got a story. I can tell people about it, right? I don't know what to do if it's a man. Like, I see a man there, I gotta go, run outside, call 911, like, help, my girlfriend's still in there. You know, I don't want to do that. I don't want her dealing with that. Because I'm a good boyfriend. So I didn't check on the noise. Yeah, that's an example of something I don't like that brings me out of my comfort zone. Other things I do like, she brought me skeet shooting out in the country. Yeah, big skeet shooting crowd, eh? We got the country boys up front. Hell yeah. Yeah, it is fun. It's cool. First time I ever shot a gun, and I get it. I like it. I learned I should never own a weapon. I learned that very fast. Because I spend a lot of time avoiding confrontation. I don't like talking to people. Like, it just makes me uncomfortable. And while I was holding the gun, I was like, yeah, I'm no longer afraid of confrontation. I welcome it, actually, now. Go ahead, say what you want. I don't like even bothering people when it's inconveniencing me. But with that, I was like, oh, I'd do it. You know what I mean? Just go like, hey, it's a zipper merge. Keep going forward. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. It shouldn't take 4 months to fill in a pothole. Just do it. Put sand in there or something. You said the mimosas were bottomless. Shit like that is what I would use it for. That's what I would use it for. Abuse it. Don't let me have one of those. I fight with my girlfriend sometimes because she loves it. She likes to. She loves to fight. She does. She says she doesn't. But then she wouldn't start every fight if she didn't love it. She does start fights that don't need to happen. It's like it's healthy to fight. I'm like, okay, I guess. If nothing's going wrong, just make up something. Fight about it. Fight about it. We were sitting on the couch having a good day, watching TV, and she had her phone and she just shoved it in my face and went, hey, do you think this girl's hot? And I know the answer to that one. I was like, no, barely looked at the photo, went, no, and she went, why not? And I was like, because she sucks. Like, not my type. Her eyes are creeping me out. She's got weird teeth. I hate her, actually. I hate that woman. And she was still mad at me, and I was like, hey, what? And she went, that's me when I was younger. That's not fair. You can't do that. God, there's no way. Like, try walking it back. You can't. I was like, no, you don't understand. That I do find that woman hot, but I didn't know that was you. So I said no, because I don't want to tell you that there's another woman I find attractive because I should only find you attractive. But now that I know that's you, I can say that you are hot. And she went, so you do look at other girls. And I said, I'm gay. I'm actually gay now. You made me gay. That's what has to happen. No, I'm not gay, but I did go on a date with a guy once by accident. That did happen to me. It's true. I didn't know it was a date. My friend set us up. She was like, you two would get along so well. You have similar interests. And I was like, sure, I like friends. And we met up. By the way, she knows that I'm straight and he's gay. She just didn't think it would be important to relay this information to either one of us. So the entire time I was with him, I didn't know I was on a date. I thought I was hanging out with this coolest guy of all time. Do you know what I mean? I was like, damn, you want to pay for all my drinks? Okay. Such a good listener, too. This guy. Yeah. I was thinking, I was like, I need more friends like him. This guy's the best. This guy rules. We went back to his apartment, too. That's how far it got real far. I never clued in. We shut down the bar. He was like, I got more booze back at home. I was like, let's fucking go there then. And we did. We went back to his place. And he was like, so what do you want to do now? And I was like, let's play a game. I don't know. I like games. I like playing games. He was like, what kind of game? I was like, you got board games? I like playing board games with people I don't know very well. It's a fun icebreaker. And he was like, I got Twister. And that's kind of when I realized what was going on. I was like, Twister's not a two-person game, really. You know, two fellas getting twisted up. You know, that's not... That's when I told him. I was like, hey, by the way, do you know that I'm straight? And he went, I didn't know. Did you know you owe me $150? And I was like, yeah, I know. That's fair. That's actually fair. That's fair. I don't know why I thought I was getting all these free drinks. Thought you were just a really nice guy. We're still good friends to this day, though. We are. I bring him up every time I'm fighting with my girlfriend. She's yelling. I'm like, Joe would never raise his voice at me. I just want to let you know. I wish I could be more like there for my friends. I'm trying to be a better friend. I want to be the person that they can go to when they're having a tough time, but I make it worse. I know I do. I just do. I try, though. I really do. Like, I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I could tell something was up, so I was like, hey, what's going on? And she was like, no, I shouldn't tell you. And I was like, no, come on, we've been friends 7 years. Just let me know. What's going on? And she said, well, okay, I've been dating this guy for a while, and he's super nice. He does a lot for me. Like, I was working, and I was getting, caught up with work. My sister was coming in from the airport, and I had to pick her up, and he did it for me, and he's so sweet to my family, but his penis is just so small, and, he doesn't really know what he's doing with it, and I don't want to break up with him over this, but, And I went, Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't have told me. I got nothing. I got no advice for you, and now this is just gonna be a weird hang. I'm on his side a little bit, if I'm being honest. Fuck you. He sounds awesome, Nobody else wants to pick up your shitty sister from the airport. This guy rules. And it's weird because she's still dating this guy, and she brings him around. And now I just know this about him. Like, it's weird. Every time I see him, I talk to him like he's got cancer. You know what I mean? It's awkward. It's weird. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? I'm like, no, how are you doing? How are you? How you been? You feeling okay? It's like, I'm fine, work was kind of shitty. I'm like, damn, you work so hard. You know that? You are the hardest worker I know. And I wish that could be enough for some people. Take care of yourself, please. I love you. Oh, man. It's tough being there for all of my friends, mainly because I hate them. Yeah, no. My friends, I hate them for a plethora of reasons, but mainly because they're all big guys. Like, most of my friends, they're just big dudes. They're all professional athletes, and I don't know if you can tell, I'm not. I'm a little boy, and they like to remind me of that. They like to lift me up off of my feet in public, and yeah, it sucks. It's the worst feeling. If you're a short... Do we have any short guys in the audience at all, by the way? Just you? No way. I saw some of you walk in. Where the fuck are you hiding? It sucks. I think 5'7" and under, we deserve some sort of money from the government, because this is a difficult situation we have. I hate, every time I see these guys, they just pick me up, and it sucks. But when I was single, it was a huge problem. Because I'd see these guys, by the way, I see them every day, but for some reason, when I see them in a crowded bar, they hug me like I just got back from war. They lift me above their head. They go, yeah, it's great to see you, for every woman to see. Just holding me like that. You look at you. You look like the Lion King. You know what I mean? They spin me sometimes. Ooh, when they spin me, dude. I'm getting mad thinking about it. Can you see that? I'm like getting red. Because it's super hard. When you're getting spun, it's so hard to not go, wee. You know, it's really hard. It's just a natural reaction when you're spinning around to go, wee. Doesn't matter if you're mad. You want to do it. So they'll do that. They'll go, ooh, and then I even if I'm mad, I'm like, wee. It's hard to not. And they put me down. And then they kiss me on the forehead, too. So I'm like, mwah. Like, it sucks. And I like to think maybe there was a lady thinking of me as an option, and then she saw that shit, you know? Like, what if there was a lady being like, what about him? What about the mustache guy? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, never mind. He got lifted up. I didn't like that. I don't like when they get lifted up. Not for me. I got into an argument with one of my tall friends. He was telling me, yeah, well, it's tough being tall too, bro. I was like, okay. Tell me some of the disadvantages of being tall. And he said, well, I'm so tall, I can't fit into some people's cars. That was his big complaint, is that an Uber ride might be uncomfortable. It's like, that is something you can put in your dating profile, and women would be like, can't fit in some cars, I'd be safe with you, right? Like, that's a good thing. What do I put? Like, hey, I'm really good at hide and go seek. Like, what do I put? What do I put? That's not good. Women want to be able to find their partner. Not worried he's hiding in the cupboard or something. Which is what I do when I don't want to do something. There's zero advantages to being short, you know? If you're a fatter guy, you got chubby chasers. I've never heard of little lovers, you know? Well, I have, but that's a pedophile. And I'm not shaving my mustache. Won't do it. Yeah. That's why I'm so glad I have a girlfriend now. It's like, she's teaching me a lot about myself. I learned that I was in special education in high school. That's true. I wouldn't have known that without her. We were on our first date, getting to know each other, and she asked me what my favorite subject was in high school. And I said, I don't have one, but my favorite class was the one where you go and you learn how to listen to the teacher. She was like, I don't think that's a class. I was like, it was. She was like, it sounds like you were in special ed. I was like, no, it was different. It was different. It was like a class. Not everyone was allowed to take it. But it was like a special, oh. And that's when I learned. I didn't know. For like 11 years, I had no idea. Because they tricked me. They called it skills class. That's what they called it? Yeah, they called it skills class. They're like, we're going to have to put you in a class for kids with special skills. And I was like, I do have special skills. I should be in this class. I thought we were all secret geniuses. That's what I thought. I was looking around the room. I was like, awful lot of misfits. Wonder what their special skills are. Trying to figure it out. I'm like, well, Branden is really good at the Rubik's Cube. He's doing it all the time. And if anyone ever takes it away, he flips the fuck out. So I bet his is like puzzles. Yeah. He's like Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. Jacob can light anything on fire. He's really good at lighting stuff on fire. Even if it says inflammable, he'll find a way. That's his skill. He's like the Human Torch. We're like the X-Men. It made sense to me. I was like, that's why my desk is in the hallway. It makes... It's because I'm distracting all the kids with my knowledge. That's it. That's why I'm allowed to go for walks during class. It's because my teacher knows I already know all this. She knows I'm a genius. Spencer, do you need to go for a walk? I'm like, you bet, Miss Diaz. Her and I, we know. Yeah, I already know Spanish, you know? I don't, but I must, because I'm not even in there, you know? She knows I'm a genius. Oh, man. Some of my friends are just, they're characters. One of my buddies in particular, his name's Ian. I hate him so much. And it's just because he does things that bother me a lot. Like, he'll wear his AirPods all of the time. Yeah, you know these people, and he will take a phone call while wearing his AirPods, but he won't give me any warning that he's taking a phone call. So it looks like he's having a stroke or something like that. We were in Boston Pizza one time, just talking. He's like, hey man, did you see the game last night? I'm like, yeah, it was a crappy loss. He's like, it was, but... Hello? Like, hello, are you all right, man? He's like, I'm in Boston Pizza. I'm like, yeah, we're both in Boston Pizza, dude. What's happening? What's happening, dude? It's like, oh, sorry, I was on the phone. I was like, you can't do that. I thought you were passing away. You can't just answer the phone like that. It's not fair. I hate that. I thought I was getting hit on one time when the girl just had AirPods in and I wasn't paying attention. I was in Walmart. I was just looking at the cereal. And this girl walked over, she stood right next to me, and she went, hey. And I went, hey. What's up? She went, I'm in Walmart. I was like, cool. I'm also in Walmart. She went, what do you want from here? I was like, well, Fruit Loops. I think I might buy Fruit Loops. And she took her AirPod out and went, sorry, pardon me? She had no idea. She didn't know I just had a conversation with her. To her, I'm just some guy that wandered over and was like, hey, can you buy me Fruit Loops? So when she went, pardon me, I panicked and I went, I have a girlfriend, and I left. So embarrassing. I gotta get rid of, I just embarrass myself all the time. That's why this is the only job I can have. I've had other jobs, I was bad at them. I used to work as a waiter, and I quickly realized, not for me. I got bad habits. That I need to break. I have a bad habit where sometimes I will mimic somebody's accent right to their face without realizing I'm doing it, and it'll be too late. One time this guy, he came in and he had a thick Scottish accent. Yeah, and he was like, excuse me, do you know where the washrooms are? And I went, you're right back there. Shit. And we both just stared at each other. Neither one of us knew what to do next. He broke the silence. He went, are you Scottish? And I went, aye. Aye, Captain. No. No. Like, whereabouts in Scotland are you from? I was like, right in the middle. I just had to keep going. I had to keep talking like that until he left. I gotta stop doing that. I do it all the time. There's a guy at this coffee shop I go to a lot. I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm a very flamboyant gay guy because I talk to him like him every time I go in. He's like, what can I get for you? I'm like, latte, please. Shit. It's like, would you like vanilla in that? I'm like, you fucking know it. And I do it every time I go there. Every time I go, I have to be that guy. Because I can't just start talking like myself now, you know? He's like, what happened? I'm like, I prayed it away. It turns out she can't. Can't do that. That's not even the worst thing I did while working at a restaurant. One time I was waiting this table, and it was like a family, and there's this little girl sitting at the table, and she had a glass of juice on the table, and she dropped it, and I tried to catch it, but it was too far down, and I tried to catch it with my foot. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't catch a full glass of liquid with your foot. I ended up kicking it back up at the child and hitting the child in the face with the cup of juice. And it was a good kick too. I didn't know I had that athleticism. And it hit the child and it went bink and everyone went, oh! And I tried to say sorry to the child, but I slipped on my words and I said, stop that, to the kid. Like the kid was doing something wrong. And I was like, not in my fucking restaurant, kid, don't drop shit here. The same thing, I panicked and I left. I went home. I quit like that. They never saw me again. Yeah. I also used to work with children. That was another job I had. I had to quit that one because I was being bullied. Being bullied by the children. And it's fucked up when you're being bullied by kids because I can't tell if they're doing it on purpose. My name is Spencer Adamus. That's how you say my last name, Adamus. And every day I go in, the same kid, Oliver, I shouldn't say his name. The same kid would be like, Mr. Dumbass. Adamus, he would be, Mr. Dumbass, I have a question. What's the question? Can I go to the bathroom, Mr. Dumbass? I'm like, that sounds like it's on purpose. I found out my hair's thinning from the kids. I didn't know that. So one day I walked into class. The kid's like, Mr. Dumbass, you have less hair than you did last year. What happened? What's happening to your hair, Mr. Dumbass? I don't know. I think I'm getting older and I'm dying. I think that's what's going on. I'm dying. That's what's happening. And everyone dies. Have you learned that yet? It's true. Yeah. Everyone dies. Even your mom. Okay, I can't work here anymore. I gotta quit this job. This job I gotta quit. I just can't do it. I can't do any other job. Yeah. And also, like, I'm gonna get beat up by a parent if I keep working there, you know? I'm very afraid of getting beat up. I talk about it all the time. I tell my friends that, and they're like, well, why don't you just join a gym, you know, get big. And I did, I joined a gym. I don't like it, I don't like the gym. I went there, and I don't know what kind of gym it was, but it wasn't for beginners. Everybody there, they looked like they lived at the gym. They were huge already, and they all had motivational t-shirts on to motivate themselves. One guy had a shirt on that just said, murder it. I was like, murder what? Another guy had a shirt on that just said, work fucking harder. I was like, I don't like your tone. No. If I had a shirt made, it would say, Spencer, you can work as hard as you need to. You know? If you need to take a break, that's okay. You can do that. Hey, maybe if your break is 45 minutes, you can go home. You can be done. Go home and have a yoga with your mom. Have a good day. It would say all of that on my shirt. My friends, they were trying to be nice too, because it was my first time going to the gym. They signed me up with a personal trainer, but they didn't tell me. They thought it'd be a nice surprise. And you should have told me, because as soon as I walk in, this enormous man was like, hey, are you Spencer? And I was like, why? You know? Oh. Clock me on my body type. I already don't like that, you know? He goes, you are gonna be my new project. And I was like, one of us needs to settle down. right? I don't want to be a project. I want to be Spencer. But I did do a session with him. He's teaching me how to work out. It was going pretty well until we got to the bench press. And I was struggling quite a bit. I was struggling at the bench press, and I was shaking. And I went, all right, man, I need your help here. And he went, no. And I said, yes. I need your help. I'm going to drop it. And he went, you won't. And I was like, I will. I'm going to drop it, dude. And he went, you can do this. I said, I can't do it. And he went, you can. I said, I can't. And he yelled, are you a man or a mouse? And I yelled, I'm a mouse, really loud. Super loud. People in the gym were like, what? Who's a mouse? What's happening back there? It didn't even slow him down. He was like, get the cheese. I was like, I don't want the cheese. I want to go home and have a yogurt with my mom. Have a good day. Then I dropped it on myself like that. I was like, there. I'd pull it off of me. And he went, no, man, can't do that. I was like, well, what can you do? He's like, what if I wasn't here? I was like, I would just die. I'd be okay with that. And he said, no, you have to learn how to fail. You have to roll it off of yourself. That's what you have to do. If no one else is there, you got to roll it off of yourself. He didn't tell me which way I was supposed to roll it. I started rolling it up my throat. Now I'm choking myself to death. He's still not helping. He's watching me die. I ended up having to just slide under, and I got it caught on my ear. And I went, ah! I went home, and I didn't go back. My friends were like, what happened to your ear? I was like, oh, I'm an athlete. I got athlete's ear. You've never heard of athlete's ear? You must not go to the gym as much as me. Yeah. That's the thing. I avoid fights. I avoid conflict at all costs. Sometimes it just finds me, though. I almost got into a fight with an old Hutterite lady on the bus. That was the most terrifying moment of my life. That happened 3 years ago. I think about it every day. Not everybody knows what Hutterites are, by the way, and I have to explain it. I don't know either. It's like Amish, but you're allowed to have an iPhone, I think. And they're all driving electric scooters. It's very confusing. They're all dressed like they're from 1814. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. It's weird, though. I was on the bus, and this is how it happened. I was on the bus, and it was a crowded bus. There was a lot of people on it, nowhere to sit. And this old Hutterite woman, she got on, and she had 2 kids with her. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a good guy. I'm going to give her my seat. So I stood up, and he said, hey, you can have my seat. And she just looked at me. She didn't say anything. So I thought, well, she didn't hear me. So I said it again. I said, hey, you can have my seat. And she yelled at me, hey, how old do I look to you? And it freaked me out. And I just said 62, which... Don't say that. It's a wrong answer. She went, I don't want your seat. I was like, okay. And she went, sit down. I was like, I will. Oh, my God. And I sat back down in my chair. And then we just continued the bus ride, but she stood in front of me the entire bus ride. And there was more room to stand somewhere else, but she didn't. She stood in front of me the entire time, just power stanced. She didn't even hang on to anything. How insane is that? That's crazy. Every time the bus hit a bump, she was just like, oh, what are you going to do, little boy? What are you going to do? Nothing. Her kid grabbed her sleeve and went, Mom, it's not worth it. It's like, hey, is she going to hit me? What? If she hits me, I'm losing that fight 10 times out of 10. I need to get off this bus. She's winning that fight. She's been chucking bales of hay over her head her entire life. I couldn't do that. I'd have to roll it off of my neck, you know? You guys have been an amazing crowd. I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Bye-bye. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.